In the 6th century, Arabia was home to scattered tribes, bound by kinship and tradition. The tribes of Arabia worshipped many gods, their idols housed in Mecca's Kaaba.
In 570 CE in Mecca, a child was born who would change the fate of nations, Muhammad. According to tradition, Muhammad received the word of God, revealed in what would become the Qur'an.
At first, the message was met with resistance.
In 622, a group of people began a journey, leaving their old home to build a new one.
In their new home, a community began to form, united by shared values and a common vision, rather than by family ties. Wars were fought, and victories brought strength to the new faith.
For the first time, Arabia stood united under one banner.
In 632, the Prophet died. A crisis began. Who would succeed him as leader?
With Muhammad's death came a question. Who would succeed him as leader?
Abu Bakr, a close companion of the Prophet, was chosen as the first caliph.
Under Umar, the caliphate expanded swiftly into the Byzantine and Persian worlds.
Uthman ordered the compilation of the Qur'an into a single text, preserving the revelations.
Ali, cousin and son-in-law of Muhammad, became the 4th caliph. The armies of the caliphs spread Islam across vast lands, from Persia to North Africa.
The Sassanian Empire collapsed, leaving Islam as a new power in the East. Supporters of Ali claimed he was the rightful heir, while others rejected this. A rift began to form.
3 of the 4 caliphs were assassinated, tearing the young caliphate apart. In only 30 years, the Rashidun transformed Arabia into the heart of a vast empire.
On the western frontier, 2 great powers stood poised, ready to clash.
Jerusalem fell, and the Holy City came under Muslim rule.
Egypt, the jewel of Byzantium, was taken by the caliphate.
The ancient empire of Persia collapsed, and Islam became master of its lands.
The caliphate stretched across North Africa, encountering new peoples and tribes.
Institutions, taxes, and bureaucracy emerged to govern the growing empire.
The caliphate reached deep into Central Asia, clashing with nomadic peoples.
Byzantium lost much of its empire, its strength broken.
Ali was assassinated. His death deepened the rift in Islam.
The Rashidun era was remembered as the glory days of Islam, unity, conquest, and faith. In 661, the Umayyads rose to power, ruling from Damascus.
A dynasty replaced the chosen caliphs. Power passed from father to son.
The Umayyads launched the second wave of conquests.
From North Africa, Muslim armies crossed into Iberia.
Cities like Cordoba became centers of Muslim Iberia. But in Gaul, Frankish forces halted the advance at Tours.
Abd al-Malik built the Dome of the Rock, a symbol of Umayyad power.
At Karbala, Ali's son Hussein was slain. For Shia Muslims, it was a defining tragedy. Civil wars and rebellion shook the Umayyads. The Abbasids rose from the chaos, overthrowing the Umayyads.
The new dynasty took power, their black banners symbolizing the beginning of a new era.
They built a new capital, Baghdad, a city like none before it.
Baghdad grew into the largest, most prosperous city in the world.
In the House of Wisdom, scholars translated knowledge from across the world.
Astronomy, medicine, mathematics, and philosophy flourished under Abbasid patronage. Harun al-Rashid's court dazzled the world, even sending an elephant to Europe.
Baghdad became a center of poetry, stories, and song, and Fatimids, the cradle of Arabian Nights.
The Abbasid Caliphate thrived as the crossroads of world trade.
The caliphs embodied spiritual and worldly power.
This empire spanned continents, creating a web of trade and knowledge that connected a diverse world. Gradually, provinces slipped from Abbasid control.
The Buyid dynasty ruled Baghdad, reducing the caliph to a figurehead.
In Egypt, the Fatimids declared a rival caliphate.
By the 10th century, Shia Islam became a defined movement. Turkic tribes entered the Middle East, converting to Islam and gaining power.
The Seljuks assumed control of Baghdad, defending the caliph while ruling in his name.
At this pivotal battle, one power was broken and a new one was established in Anatolia.
From the new arrivals came a state that would shape the region for centuries to come.
The caliph remained, but only as a shadow of power.
In this great city, the cultures of many lands came together, creating a rich blend of ideas and traditions.
In Baghdad, philosophy and theology flourished in passionate debates.
The Qur'an was copied with exquisite care, its calligraphy a sacred art.
Astronomy advanced, charting the heavens with precision. Medicine flourished, guided by observation and reason.
Palaces echoed with music, verse, and poetry.
Geographers mapped the known world, linking empires by land and sea.
But opposition stirred, as provinces sought independence.
The Fatimids challenged Abbasid supremacy, waging war from Egypt.
The caliph remained, but his power was only symbolic.
The Abbasids brought a golden age. Yet shadows of decline had already begun to fall. By the mid-10th century, Abbasid power waned. The caliph was a shadow of old glory. The Persian Buyids ruled Baghdad, reducing the caliph to a figurehead.
Persian culture revived, language reborn, adopting the Arabic script.
The Fatimids built Cairo as their capital, challenging Abbasid authority.
Networks of Shia missionaries spread Fatimid influence across the caliphate.
the Fatimids sought to overthrow the Abbasids, threatening Baghdad. Shia dynasties reshaped the Abbasid world, elevating new clerical authority. But Sunni identity strengthened in response, rallying around the Caliph's symbolic role. By the 11th century, the Abbasid Caliphate was fractured into rival states. The Caliph remained an essential symbol, though stripped of real power.
From the steppes, Turkic tribes came, fierce riders, masters of the bow.
The Seljuks embraced Sunni Islam, gaining faith and purpose. The Seljuks swept into Persia, establishing dominion.
The Seljuks entered Baghdad, ruling in the Caliph's name.
The Seljuks defended Sunni Islam, strengthening the Caliph's symbolic role.
On Anatolia's plains, Byzantium and the Seljuks met in a fateful clash. The Seljuks shattered Byzantine power at Manzikert. Even the Byzantine emperor was taken captive. Anatolia opened to Turkic tribes, transforming into a Muslim land.
From the Seljuks came the Sultanate of Rum, bedrock of modern Turkey.
In Europe, the Pope called for holy war, the Crusade.
Tens of thousands marched east, across harsh lands. The Crusaders captured Jerusalem, seizing the holy city in blood.
Crusader states were established along the Mediterranean. The Muslim world, divided, struggled to unite against the Crusaders.
From Egypt rose Saladin, unifier and defender of Islam.
At Hattin, Saladin crushed the Crusaders, their armies broken.
Jerusalem was restored to Islam, not by massacre, but by mercy.
Europe struck back. Richard the Lionheart faced Saladin in a war of giants.
Saladin became a legend, a warrior of faith and a symbol of mercy.
From the east rose the Mongols, feared across continents.
The Khwarezmians killed Mongol envoys, sealing their fate.
The Mongols answered with fire and blood, erasing the Khwarezmian Empire.
Hulagu Khan marched west, bringing terror to the heart of Islam.
In 1258, the Mongols approached Baghdad.
The siege began with fire raining upon Baghdad.
Baghdad burned. Its treasures, its people, its libraries, lost to fire and blood.
The Caliph was executed. 5 centuries of Abbasid rule ended.
The House of Wisdom was no more. The Golden Age had ended. Baghdad, once the jewel of the world, lay in ashes beneath Mongol hooves. The Mamluks, once slaves, seized power in Egypt.
Sultan Baybars rose as the defender of Islam.
At Ain Jalut, the Mamluks halted the Mongol advance.
the first to do so.
The Mamluks crushed the Crusaders, ending 2 centuries of Crusader states.
The Abbasid Caliphate was restored in Cairo, symbolic, under Mamluk power.
Cairo flourished as the new heart of Islam.
The Mongols themselves embraced Islam, blending with Persian and Turkic worlds. The Ilkhanids patronized science and art, heirs to both Mongol and Islamic traditions.
From Central Asia rose Timur, conqueror of empires.
Timur carved his empire through fear and destruction.
Timur's cruelty was matched by his patronage. Art and science flourished in Samarkand.
The Timurids left monuments, turquoise domes, mosaics, masterpieces of Islamic art. After Timur's death, his empire splintered, though its culture endured.
From a frontier principality, Osman and his kin would build an empire. The Ottomans spread swiftly through Anatolia, displacing Byzantine strongholds. They crossed into Europe, shaping the destiny of the Balkans.
The Balkans became Ottoman lands, blending cultures and faiths.
The Janissaries, a new military elite, loyal only to the Sultan.
Fortress after fortress fell to Ottoman might. The Ottoman court rivaled the grandeur of any in the world. Ahead stood Constantinople, the ancient prize.
The Byzantines, weakened, prepared for their last stand.
The Ottomans brought gunpowder, weapons of a new age. The ancient city shook as walls crumbled.
In 1453, Constantinople fell. Byzantium was no more. A new empire had risen.
Constantinople became Istanbul, jewel of the Ottomans.
Istanbul became the empire's heart, a crossroads of worlds.
Ottoman armies pushed deep into Europe, reshaping the Balkans.
The Ottomans wielded gunpowder, revolutionizing war.
The empire ruled both land and sea.
The Ottomans ruled a tapestry of peoples and faiths. Mehmed's heirs expanded the empire's reach.
The Ottomans marched east, toward the heart of Islam.
The Mamluks prepared for their final struggle.
At Marj Dabiq, the Ottomans shattered the Mamluks. The Mamluks fell. Their rule ended after 250 years. The Abbasid line ended. The Caliphate passed to the Ottomans.
In 1517, Selim declared himself Caliph, leader of Sunni Islam.
3 great powers, Ottoman, Safavid, Mughal, ruled the Islamic world. From desert tribes to vast empires, Islam reshaped the world, 1,000 years of faith, power, and culture.